Hey everybody, it's Kika, your lifestyle blogger, and I want to talk to you today. The tiny house has finally been delivered. So I want to talk to you about the tiny house journey from beginning to end and how all of it came about. Give you some tips that hopefully that you could use, and feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment box below. So anyway, about 3 years ago, how I started this home on wheel journey is when my interest sparked for RVs. And this was a great interest of mine because I like to do some traveling and I really enjoy doing that with my work. And so I wanted to really get into that personally. And so I figured an RV would be a nice way to do that because to me, the journey is more important than the destination. I love stopping at souvenir shops. I love the whole journey along the way before you get to the destination because that builds up the excitement of finally getting there. And when you're there, to be able to be in something that you're already familiar with because you live in it, it's yours. You don't have to unpack or repack or any of that. It was just fascinating to me. So an RV was the perfect fit. Now, for those of you that know me and have followed my videos for some time, you know that I like to pay cash for everything. And the reason why I really like doing that mostly is because I want to get to a point in life where no one can take anything away from me. What I mean by that is things happen that we least expect. People lose jobs all the time. Things happen all the time. So if you're financing something and you lose your job, more than likely you're not able to pay for what you're financing and then you lose that too. And something like an RV where that is an integral part of your life and that you don't want to ever lose something like that, to me, buying it straight out, even if it's used, putting your own personal touches to it and making it yours, completely yours, is most important. And so that is the kind of journey that I am on and what I'm interested in doing. With that being said, I know that living in an RV is not necessarily something that everyone can do or may want to do. And what I mean by that is the walls in the RV is pretty thin. So it's not really equipped for full-time living, even though some people do it. And congratulations to them. This is no way to bash them at all for doing that. But for me, that just wouldn't work. Plus, this is a little bit of a small space, so I couldn't see staying in it long-term, maybe temporarily, for a season. And I was thinking about that as well. When I decide to retire, spring, summer, fall, it'd be nice to live in a tiny house. And then in the winter months in Minnesota, which are very brutal, it'd be nice to go south and stay in the RV where the weather is nice. So that was my plan for the future. So in kind of thinking of everything as far as traveling, as far as future plans, as far as something sustainable and being financially stable, I think about all of that when I am going to make a purchase. And that is what I did with the RV. So with that being said, on to the tiny house. I did a lot of research, and if you guys seen my videos prior to this, you've probably seen the researches that I have done about tiny living. I didn't want to pay $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70,000 for a tiny house or to have it built. I just don't have that kind of money. So what I decided to do is go for a park model version, something 400 square feet, something that maybe I can expand on a little bit, and then something that I didn't have to pay a lot for. So how I got around that is buying it in the off-season months. For me in Minnesota, that would be the winter months. So I went there, negotiated a wonderful deal, and I think I paid around $10,000 for it. And so that it wouldn't interrupt my monthly payments and my monthly living, what I did was during the winter months, I brought payments to the dealership and they accepted that. And then by spring, it was all paid off and ready to be delivered. So that is how I acquired the park model. But before I did that, I bought the land and I did a lot of research on the land and I decided that I was going to buy an association community where I would have access to certain amenities that I would enjoy outside of my own cabin home. So I did that as well. And so after I did that, then I purchased the park model and it all just kind of unfolded nicely and worked out very well. So for me, that is what I did, and that is what worked for me as far as, this whole journey. My whole goal is to spring, summer, fall, live in the park model, and in the winter months, go south in the RV and live in that. And I plan to do that when I do retire. Now, I did end up purchasing another land, and this land actually bumps up against mine. It was a state forfeited property, which tells me that whoever had it before didn't pay their taxes, so it was forfeited to the state. So I purchased it for a great deal, and the fact that it was touching my land, it really worked out very well. And so my whole idea and goal for doing that is because my kids are going to get so used to using the cabin throughout the years. I didn't want to take that away from them when I decided to retire and not pay a mortgage or rent or anything like that. And so having that extra land will allow us to be able to put another cabin there so that they can continue to use it. And so that was my whole goal in purchasing the second land up there, and then spring, summer, fall, and then in the winter travel in my RV. I was thinking that the kids will be so used to going up there to the cabin that I didn't want to take that from them. So purchasing that extra land will allow us to be able to put another cabin on the land in the future. So that way they will always have that. So I have actually two lands, one with a cabin on it and one with nothing on it at all. So I am excited about that. I'm still waiting for the deed to come on the second land that I purchased. But anyway, I want to show you some video footage and some pictures. So keep watching, more video footage coming up. They're here with the house and the last load of the dirt. So they're getting that together. But the house is here. My cabin. My tiny cabin home. I'm so excited. Keep watching.
I didn't even notice they had that.
Yeah, I know it.
Had the little portals.
Here goes the house. There you go, you guys.